Hey everyone, Mark and Joey here on a Saturday morning, beautiful Saturday morning here in Ontario, Canada. In case you're a first-time viewer, first of all, welcome, and this is where we live, and we're looking forward to a great summer and starting off here with a beautiful day today. But we are actually talking about outdoor sports too. We've been in indoor sports almost for so long with the winter sports, NBA, NHL, and all those kinds of things that were happening indoors. We're now getting outdoors and with the NFL. But first of all, we want to talk about a new sponsor we have, coolicover.com. Interesting to be talking outdoor sports like football. A lot of fans sit in the stands, and you got to have those sunglasses, and that's what cooleyeshades.com is sunglasses. And Joey, you just bought a pair a couple weeks ago and have been wearing them for golf and just being outdoors.
Yeah, I mean, I got a great pair of sports sunglasses, very light. I always like to point out they're not noticeable in your face. That used to be the problem for me. These great pair of sunglasses, you don't even notice them. They protect your eyes from the sun, but also give you a nice little advantage when you're playing golf, tennis, or whatever you may be doing in summer. But if you're not into activity, you're just chilling at the beach, you're chilling outside of your house, we have great selections of men's and women's sunglasses for everybody, and you still want to protect those eyes, every price point, every cool style. So check it out, coolicover.com, and get what you need for the summer.
And as we have in the NFL the last 3 days, we've covered a camp each day, and we're going to continue to do that today. We're staying in the same division. Seattle we picked as the winner, then the Rams, then San Francisco, and then the lowly Cardinals. Not much has changed there except the number one pick, and we believe that means not much has changed there.
Yeah, obviously they drafted Kyler Murray, which was the big talk of the draft this year because of how small he is. They said if he didn't take him, he might have fell all the way down to the teens. So it's kind of surprising, to be honest, that they took him. They took Josh Rosen the year before, a more traditional quarterback, big, tall, big arm.
I like the way he played, really.
I like the way he played. I think, they had obviously a bad record, and the team wasn't very good, but I didn't blame that on him. I actually thought he was quite impressive at points in the season. And I still like traditional quarterbacks. I feel like all these guys can run nowadays, so to be able to have some speed isn't impressing me. I mean, Rosen can move. He's bigger. He's stronger. You can see with the offensive line. Kyler Murray's very, very small. And if you look at him at camp, he looks very, very small. And he's not Russell Wilson either, where you talk about, and he's probably getting there. I've seen some photos of him. He's getting bigger. But Russell Wilson came into the league. He came in jacked with big legs.
But this guy's not even as big as Wilson, is he?
No, he's 5'9". Yeah. They say that's a generous 5'9", which I'm feeling like he's probably 5'8". So Wilson's still 5'11", probably pushing a 6-footer if you want to be nice to him. But
when he gets on his toes to look off of the offensive line.
He gets up to 6'1", 6'2".
So what's a 5'9" guy going to do?
So a 5'9" guy, I mean, at most you're going to be 5'11" if you're on your tippy toes, but you're basically going to have to run a college-style offense that gets him out of the pocket and on the run very soon. Can professional linebackers block for that? Can the professional defenses not sniff that out a lot sooner? But I feel like they can. I feel like the one thing you don't get in college is these big defensive linebackers aren't as fast. Yeah. Well, you get to the NFL, they're only big. You can see them these days. They're fast and athletic, these big guys on the line. Like, your offensive line is going to be under a ton of pressure because he's going to have to be moving, or big, long drop backs, which is difficult for the pocket to really hold. Yeah. And a lot of times it's going to collapse. You're going to have to move up. It's going to be scramble drills 24/7.
Well, we know that the offensive line is set. They got to have certain guys in certain positions. The defense can spread out. Yeah. You got a running quarterback. Your offensive line has to be breaking away so quickly. We see it in Seattle. We see it every week in Seattle with Russell Wilson, even though he's a way more talented quarterback. But that's why he gets sacked a lot. That's why he gets chased around. His line can't help really defend
all
for
the
him.
defense have to do is put two guys way wider, and it stops Kyler from being able to move around, which makes him have to step up. Well, if he has to step up in the pocket too much, I don't see how he's going to be able to find receivers. And we see with Wilson, he struggles with it. Now Wilson can do it. He finds ways to do it. He's always provided some great moments, and he's had tons of great games, tons of great stats, and obviously now the highest paid. But he had experience. I think he had a little help early in his career, obviously with the run game, that allowed him to then learn how to play NFL quarterback, and he may not get that chance. David Johnson could be a good running back. He's had good years, but his ranking's not looking too good going into this season. I don't think much has changed in Arizona. I think they're going to struggle and be last place again.
But here's the things that have changed that are shocking and typical of a losing franchise. You go out and change your coach. And your quarterback. You bring in you get rid of your quarterback. Why? The guy's a one-year quarterback. Yeah. Let him start the season and bring the kid in. It reminds me of Cleveland. You know, they had what's his name start the season last year. the guy from Buffalo.
Tyrod
Taylor, thank you. And he played the first 3-4 games. It gave Mayfield a chance to get a little bit used to the field and what's going on. And before he came in, there is the value of having that quarterback that can carry that rookie in. We know we've seen lots of rookies do well. And I know this is the thing with the NFL right now. Rookies come in and they're able to go right away. But Arizona doesn't have any of the weapons that Cleveland has, even though, they had a decent but not great season. But Mayfield had some weapons to throw to. We don't have that in Arizona. And really, when we're looking at, you go and change your coach, you go and get rid of your experienced quarterback, which was only 1 year, but a relatively experienced quarterback at least, and throw a rookie in there on a bad team, and you're expecting that this kid's going to do well, and the coach you got from college.
Well,
this has not been
I want to start off by saying
transformation.
The coach is Cliff Kingsbury. And that is the reason why they got Kyler Murray, is to match his style of coaching, trying to go full college kind of on the offensive side of the ball. Cliff Kingsbury coached Patrick Mahomes in college, and obviously you can see the success he's been in the NFL. And what they're trying to create is simply that. The problem what people don't understand is 5'8" small, and Kyler Murray is very, very small. Now, like I said, 5'9" he's listed at. He got bigger, all that stuff. But you knew when they brought in Cliff Kingsbury, it was to get this kid. That's why they brought him in. So they just wanted to go for a total overhaul. I don't understand it because simply, I don't understand the rush for getting rid of players. You could have two quarterbacks on your team that are very, very good and make them compete. Compete for a job. This whole thing of bowing down to a first overall pick is surprising, but they went out and got Cliff Kingsbury to coach Kyler Murray. They knew he wanted Murray. They drafted him. They wanted to run similar offense. Murray ran in college. They believe Cliff can do that. Or Cliff's offense in college, which was very, very good with Mahomes. But Mahomes, in my mind, is way more talented,
look at the
way
weapons
better.
he had with Kansas City.
Yeah,
give me a break.
Yeah, and so I think Kyler's going to struggle here without weapons on the outside. You need speedy receivers. You need young receivers. Larry Fitzgerald, who's a good route runner, will not work, I don't think, with a guy who's scrambling all the time. They're not fast enough to get away from opponents. So it's going to be an interesting year, but I think overall, very, very poorly. And to add to a bad team, if anything, they had a decent defense, and Patrick Patterson's now out for 6 games due to drug violations.
Right.
That doesn't help either. So basically, everything coming from Arizona is sad. It's leading up to more bad years to come, which might be good in 10 years. But as of the immediate future, in this new tough division, which used to be a joke only 5 years ago when I think Seattle got in 6 years ago they got in with a 7-9 record. The last 5 years have been very difficult, and now it's getting stronger and stronger with San Francisco, Seattle, and LA all becoming good at the same time. Arizona is in a deep, deep pocket.
I think Arizona has a chance to match Cleveland. 0-16. I think this is a bad team. I don't like bringing in this coach. Here's one thing that we've seen before in the NFL. Guy comes in, he's a good offensive guy. That's what they should have made him, offensive coordinator. He may not have left Texas with that thing, but when you're the head coach, you got lots to worry about. Not just the offense, not just your new quarterback. You got a whole team to worry about. So that means he's not going to be covering and being able to work with this guy all the time. And I think that's going to be a problem. A lot of college coaches have come into the NFL and not been successful. This is putting this guy into a really rough position. So, new coach, new quarterback, questionable marks on the running back. Larry Fitzgerald's your only experience, as great as he is. I mean, we're talking about the fact that, in golf, they always say the best player to never win a major. He's got to be the best receiver to never win a Super Bowl. And guess what? He's going to retire that way. Unless they do the right thing with him and trade him at some point during the season, that would be the right thing to do with him.
They should trade him to New England. He'd obviously fit.
Yeah.
Really well in that system. Obviously, a veteran guy. The respect that
should help
he
him
went
out.
there.
Yeah.
And then really, he should get a title by going to New England. I don't think he wants to leave, though. I know that's part of the problem, is that he wants to be one of those guys that starts and finishes. But I think if you talk to him, Larry, this isn't changing soon, look at our division, look at the teams.
Yeah.
We are 5+ years from really being really, really good. You're into a second contract with Murray, second contract with our coach. Before we have a chance, you're retired by then, you're 36 years old. Send him to New England. Play with Tom Brady. The greats and the respect that would be matched there, I think would be a good combination. I think also simply be a good football fit, honestly. The type of receiver he is would fit perfect in a Brady system.
Well, in New England, we know.
They could easily go on to win.
New England, we know, can fit any player into their system. That's what's been great,
but I'm saying especially he's a veteran.
Yeah, exactly.
He's that short receiver guy. Brady's is the pro at 10-yard passes and quick. And that's what Larry is. So I just think man, do the guy credit, convince him that he should be, but trade him to a legit team like
don't trade him to a crappy team. Give him a chance to win a Super Bowl before he retires. So, in summary here, new coach, new quarterback, neither one with any NFL credentials. NFL. Trade away their guy. Tough division. 0-16 is a possibility. We might give them a couple games, but they're on the bottom. We'll be there all season. Sorry, Arizona fans. Great people in Arizona. We've been there a couple times, and it's going to be another struggling period of time. I don't know how long it's going to be to rebuild this team. Too bad there, but we see them as
the only good news you have is your tickets going to be real cheap. So when a good team comes to town,
it's going to be worth people going to the games anyway. They're not going to be able to charge much. Anyway, Arizona, last place in their division, maybe last place in the NFL. Number one pick that we really don't think is going to have this success, and a number of management mistakes, Rosen being one, and hiring a college coach being two in my mind.